years old. So what would be the minimum contribution? Okay, you can see from this slide, minimum contribution term will be 10 years. That means similar like Prisma, alright? And the expiry also similar like Prisma up to 88 years old. Okay, minimum contribution still remain at 50 ringgit per month or annually 600 ringgit. On top of that, alright, under Prisma, you can add up the riders as well. Okay, so you can see from the table that will be the riders for the person covered and also for the participant. So medical card also is allowed for Prisma Plus. So let me just recap what will be the difference between Prisma and also Prisma Plus here. Prisma, the minimum entry age is 1 year old, but for Prisma Plus is for adults, that means 19 years old, 19 and above. But the expiry will remain similar, same for Prisma and also Prisma Plus, which is up to 88 years old, and minimum term is 10 years. For Prisma, there will be no maturity benefit, but for Prisma Plus, certain portion will go under saving portion. That means at the end of the maturity, there will be a maturity benefit as well. Alright. So client can add up such as medical card, ADD, all that things. Yeah. So far, any question on Prisma Plus? I've got one question. Hi, so from slide at waiver does not cover medical card and medical card will be terminated. True. Okay, waiver to who? Waiver to person covered is waiver to person covered. Okay, definitely the medical card will be terminated. There will be a clause inside the quotation, yeah. Okay, any other question before we proceed to our endowment product? No, yeah. Alright, so we proceed to the next product under traditional. So you already know about Prisma, Prisma Plus. Now we go to Harmony. So you can see Harmony is our endowment plan product. Okay. So you can positioning this product for life, definitely, for illness. On top of that, for retirement and also for education. So what would be the minimum entry age for Harmony? Minimum entry age will be 2 weeks. That means from baby, 2 weeks, 14 days, up to maximum 60 years old. Alright. So third party is allowed because you can see from the slide minimum entry age is from 14 days to 60 years old. Thus, third party is allowed for spouse and parents. So the minimum contribution still similar like Prisma and also Prisma Plus, which is 10 years. And the maximum term is up to client age 88 years old. So similar like Prisma, Prisma Plus, and also now Harmony. But what will be the difference in terms of the contribution? So Prisma, Prisma Plus, minimum contribution is 50, but for our Harmony, minimum contribution is 70 ringgit, annually 840 ringgit. Okay. So minimum sum cover 10,000, you can see from the slide. So you can add up the riders as well under Harmony. So we have like CI, hospital cash benefit, level term, regular top up also to push for the saving portfolio. So the client can choose regular top up riders as well. On top of that, the client can add up our medical card. So far, okay. So for Harmony, right, partial withdrawal is allowed up to 80% from the participant from the PIF, yeah. So up to 80% for partial withdrawal.
Okay, right? Harmony is investment exit.
No, no, no. It's a traditional product under endowment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right now, I go through all the traditional products first. Yeah. So remember, we already have Prisma for traditional, Prisma Plus. Now is the third product under traditional, which is Harmony. Okay. Can we go to the Charisma first? Whether we go to internet? Okay, the next product under traditional will be Charisma. Okay, so Charisma is the endowment plan product. So what will be the difference between Charisma and also Harmony? Both also is an endowment, right? The difference is for Charisma, we offer cash payment to the client. That means the client can opt whether to take the cash payment or they want to accumulate till maturity. Okay. Minimum entry age still 1 year old, but the maximum is up to 55 years old for the maximum entry age. Okay. So if you can see from the slide, I did mention we offered cash payment to the client for the Charisma product. So we will credit the cash payment every 2 years to the client's account. So you can see from year 2 second up to year 10, we will give 5% of the sum covered. Year 12 to year 20, 7.5% from the basic sum covered. Year 22nd to 30th will be 10% from the basic sum covered. And then the term for Charisma, the only two options, whether you choose 20 years or 30 years. But if you can remember for our Harmony just now, minimum term is 10 years up to 88 years old, right? But for Charisma, minimum term will be 20 years or maximum 30 years only. Okay. The rest will be similar like Harmony because the client can add up the riders as well. Okay, the riders like ADB, regular top up, level term, CI, and also Takaful Medical Plus, which is Takaful Medical Charge. So maximum for Charisma, maximum entry age 55. Harmony, if you can remember, is 60 years old. So the difference is only in terms of the cash payment because sometimes client are looking for the product they can offer cash payment. At least they can use the money for their annual expenses or whatsoever. So we did help. So you can propose to the client our Charisma product because Charisma every 2 years we offer cash payment to the client. Okay. For the cash payment, okay, it is either client wants to credit into the account or client can accumulate. But the client must decide before the client purchase the product. That means they need to decide upfront whether they want to accept the cash payment or they want to accumulate till maturity. The client is, the product is not allowed to do any changes for the cash payment in between of the tenure. So this will be the cash payment. I did mention this now, right? The cash payment, 5%, 7.5, and also 10%. Okay, so far, any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, alright, so I will touch on our Prisma, this one product, and also Prisma Plus. Next, I already touched on our Harmony, okay, and also Charisma. Both Harmony and Charisma is our endowment product. But the difference is Charisma, we offer cash payment to the client. Okay. Next, we proceed to internet product. Right? So internet is the only education plan that we offer under traditional product. So internet is an education plan that we offer minimum entry age. Of course, the minimum entry age will be 14 days and maximum is 15 years old for the children, for the person covered. Yeah. So for the participants, the minimum will be 19 and maximum will be 60 years old. So what will be the minimum contribution for intellect? Minimum contribution will be 70 ringgit and okay, you can see from the slide, minimum contribution 70 ringgit and minimum term for the product will be 10 years. And the maximum, the product will expire when the child is 25 years old. That will be the maximum expiring age for intellect. So clients can add up the riders as well under intellect, alright? So you can see medical card also, they can add up ABB, level term, or that date. And also for the payroll, they can add up the WPCR or that date. Yeah? So on top of that, for intellect, we can offer Academy Excellence Award up to 1,500 for STPM. So from USR 250 up to 1,500. Alright, that's all under intellect because it's similar like harmony. The difference is intellect is under education. Yeah. So next, can we go to hard marble product? Okay, so you can see from the name. Okay. Marble, actually, we are focusing for those clients who want to perform Hajj and Umrah. Okay, so why? Because you can see the USP, cash payment up to 10% of basic sum covered. So if you remember, we did offer cash payment for our Charisma product. And also now we did offer cash payment for our Marble product. Okay, so you can see cash payment up to 10% of basic sum covered. Okay, but we will start to pay the cash payment starting third year onward, but we will be paying on yearly basis. Charisma every 2 years, but for Marble we will pay on yearly basis starting third year onwards. Alright. So there will be a double indemnity as well. If anything happens to the client while they are performing their Hajj or Umrah at Mecca or also Madinah, we have the Badal Haji Etiqa and also Child Guardian Allowance benefit. On top of that, you can see if the client complete 5 years and also 10 years, you will give the Umrah allowance benefit to client, which is 1,000. On top of that, the client can add up riders as well. And okay, this will be the cash payment. So this will be the table for the cash payment. Okay, you can see third year is 10%. From year 4 to 14 is 3%. Year 15 to 24 is 4%. Okay, thereafter will be 5%. In total is 113% from the basic sum covered. And just remember, for the cash payment, for those clients who want to purchase our Marble product, they are compulsory to have Tabung Haji account because all the cash payment will be credited into their Tabung Haji account. Okay. Semua cash payment akan dimasukkan ke dalam Tabung Haji account. So just make sure all the clients sebelum dia beli Marble, they already have Tabung Haji account. They are compulsory to have Tabung Haji account, yeah. Because nanti you all can key in the Tabung Haji punya account number or that thing. Okay. Alright. Is there any question on our traditional plastic product? Because I already passed on the traditional plastic product from Sigma. So let me just recap again on our traditional product. Yeah. So we start with Prisma. Prisma is our term insurance product. Minimum term will be 10 years. Okay. Minimum contribution will be 50 ringgit and minimum entry age will be 2 weeks. Alright. Next we have Prisma Plus. Prisma Plus is an enhancement of Prisma. But the minimum entry age is 19 years old. Minimum contribution still remain at 50 ringgit. Maximum expiry, Prisma and Prisma Plus will be 88 years old. That means client can continue the policy up to their age 88 years old. And for Prisma Plus, we did offer maturity benefit at the end of the maturity period. But for our Prisma, there will be no maturity, solely on term insurance. Okay. Next, we have Charisma and also Harmony. Both is the endowment plan product. Okay. But for Charisma, we did offer cash payment every 2 years to the client. Okay. Next, we have Marlboro. Marlboro also we are focusing for those clients who want to perform Hajj or Umrah. And we did offer cash payment to the client starting year 3 onwards. But we will be paying the cash payment into the client's Tabung Haji account, into the client's Tabung Haji account. Yeah. So all our traditional products, okay, you can add up with the riders, okay. The riders, I can say the most popular riders would be medical card. Okay, let me just see the question. For the endowment plan, is opt for cash payment and maturity cash balance. Yes, they have the cash payment. On top of that, at the end of the maturity, there will be a maturity benefit as well. Okay. So from Hanafiya, Badal Haji, automatic managed by company, I mean fully managed by company. Okay, so far yes, but let me just check again. Alright, is there any changes on the Badal Haji with the product team? Then I will update with your admin. Yeah. Someone atau Yasin, please take note of the question. Okay. So some cover for the traditional plan. Is it 500k? No. Okay. You can quote up to 1 million. Okay. You can try. There will be no maximum sum cover. But of course, subject to other writing. Yeah. Alright. If we don't have any questions, can we go to the last product under traditional? But this one will be more. This is not the basic product. Okay, you can see from this slide. Afia Care. Okay. Afia Care actually is our standalone CI product. Okay. We don't have any standalone medical card there, but we do have standalone CI. Okay. So you can see from this slide, Afia Care is a standalone, regular, non-guaranteed step-up contribution that provides coverage for 68 critical illnesses up to age 80 years old. So for normal product, for the normal basic product, normally the CI will be part of riders, right? And normally we only will cover 36 to 40 CI. But for Afia Care, okay, we cover up to 68 critical illnesses. Okay. Okay, other question, COVID-19 covered. Okay, COVID-19, we didn't cover under CI. Okay, but we do, for example, yeah, the client has the policy with Etiqa family Kakapur, and they admitted to the hospital due to COVID. Yes, the client can claim. On top of that, we give a lump sum 5,000 to the client as well. Alright. We continue the lump sum 5,000 till December. As long as the policy holder, the policy must be enforced. Alright.
So CI is the premium fixed or cap?
Cap contribution. kita nampak severe mental illness. Okay. So, for example, bipolar, right? And then you can see from the name, as long severe mental illness, okay, we do cover under Asia care. Okay. What would be the minimum sum covered for Asia care? Minimum sum covered for Asia care will be 50,000 and maximum will be 1 million. That means client can purchase from minimum 50,000 up to 1 million per person. Okay. You can split the policy. For example, the client wants to have 500,000. The client wants to split the policy 500,000, 500,000. Yes, they can. As long as they are not exceeded the 1 million sum covered. So you can see the party is allowed for spouse, child, and also employee. Minimum age for person covered from maybe 40 days up to 65 years old. Alright. So on top of that, okay, I mentioned from 50 to 1 million, yeah, the sum covered about figure. Okay, let's start with on the contribution. Okay. 50 to 1 million. On top of that, sama you boleh beli yang previous on the UFC. Okay, this one, alright. So 3 major benefits for Asia Care, of course, on the CI benefit. Such as you can see CI Care benefit. Okay, what is CI Care benefit? For example, the client already diagnosed with one of the CI, and then the client turns into TPD, hospital terminal disability. So we will give additional CI Care benefit, which is 5% from the sum covered on yearly basis for the next 5 years. So that means in total, the client will receive 100% of the sum covered, plus with the additional 25%. Okay, so you will nampak dekat situ on the slide. Okay. On top of that, the last benefit under ASEA, we do have the thyroid kematian. So you can see the thyroid kematian will pay 5,000 lump sum to the client. So if you remember, I did mention if the client wants 1 million sum covered and then the client wants to split the policy into 2, if anything happens to the client, so the client will receive the 5,000. That means 5,000 times 2. Okay. So can we go to the contribution? Okay. So you remember, right? I did mention for ASEAN is a tax contribution rate. So if you can see from the table, MNS is man, non-smoker, and M is man smoker, FNS is female non-smoker, and then FS is female smoker. So these will be the contribution rate. Okay, so can we go to the sample? Okay, for example, this will be the sample calculation on the contribution rate. Okay, let's see the client person cover is 21 days next birthday, and then he is female smoker, and he wants to purchase 100,000 sum covered. So you can refer back to the table for 21 days next birthday. So you can see from the table here, female smoker will be 6.15. Okay. So 6.15 we times with the sum covered, 100,000, and then we divide by 1,000. So you will get yearly contribution 615. Divide by 12 months. Per month, the client needs to pay for the contribution of 51 ringgit 25 cents. So after that is a step-up contribution. When the client turns 26 years old, the contribution rate will increase to 6.39. Okay, so 6.39 you count with 100,000 pound cover, similar formula, divide by 1,000, you will get 639 daily. Then we divide by 12 months. Every month the client needs to pay, when the client gives 26, the client needs to pay 53 ringgit 25. So the increase is around, I can say 2 ringgit for each next birthday 21 years old female worker. But you don't worry, you don't need to calculate manually, alright? We do have the manual calculator. You just put in the client is client of age and the female, smoker or non-smoker. So the system will also calculate for the contribution and also for the step contribution as well. Okay, so far any questions on our platform? Can you just recap on our platform? Our platform is our NCI. Okay, we cover the critical illness, inclusive of mental illness. Okay, what will be the USP for our platform? Of course, the second part in terms of the sound cover. Second, we do offer CI care benefit, which is additional 25% to the client. Okay, and also the highlight margin of 5,000. Alright, so what will be the minimum sum cover? 50,000 up to 1 million per person. Yeah. So if you can see from the table tadi tu, the minimum contribution for the, I think is below 10 years, is only 40 ringgit per month. For 50,000, the minimum contribution is 40 ringgit per month. Alright, any question on our traditional product? So I will discuss covering. Okay, so client split. Let me see. You have the participating product. For what? For what product? Participating. Yeah, we do have. Let's also say the national living product, which is it's a combination of student loans. Participating for harmony and also charisma and also model. The one is the money. Yeah, but it's a participating as well. And then participating. No. We do have under investment. Yeah, later I will come to the investment product. For traditional product, the maximum is up to 88 years old. Okay. But for our investment today, okay, we do have not we didn't call it as whole life, but we do have up to 100 years old. This is the short question. So client split to 10 policy, can get 500 years correct. So there is already split the policy. Okay, so this will be okay. I want to start on our medical card. Yeah, as you mentioned, we don't have any standard medical card, but all our medical cards need to be attached with our basic product. So you can see from 10.1 up to 10.5. So from annual limit minimum 100,000 for 10.5 1.5 million. For room and board from 150 ringgit up to 500 ringgit per day. So of course, as per chance for the room charges on that change. Okay. On top of that, we do have the daily guardian benefit, which is 150 ringgit. Okay. So the daily guardian benefit, the client can claim up to 120 days. So if the client goes to the government hospital, they can claim additional 200 ringgit, and there will be no limit for the daily cash allowance at government hospital. The medical report is 100 ringgit. On top of that, we do have the outpatient outpatient. Okay, emergency outpatient. Okay. So, saya nampak kat situ on the slide, we do have emergency outpatient Next statement C, okay, 100 ringgit per visit. What do you mean by emergency outpatient? That means if the client is admitted, but the client goes to clinic or hospital from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Okay, 10 to 6 a.m. That one we consider as emergency. So the client can claim up to 100 ringgit per visit. So inclusive of sickness. Yeah, anything, as long as it happens between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is for outpatient, yeah? So, yeah.
Dari pada fitness treatment, so anything is applicable.
Yes, for the emergency, right? You're talking about emergency, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Any clinic, any hospital, okay? But it must be happen between 10 p.m. Sampai pukul 6 pagi, 10 to 6 a.m. Yes, pay and pay, 100 ringgit per visit.
Outpatient kidney dialysis treatment, this one is very hard. Let's say the annual limit is 300,000 and the use of 20,000. So there is no lifetime limit like for each plan.
Yeah, no
So
lifetime.
then the next year will be the limit.
Yes, of course. So we only have the yearly limit. For example, like, okay, some of these are sorry, the yearly limit. Okay, for example, the client choose plan 2, right? Alright. So the limit will be 150,000, right? So if the client already, for example, the client bought the policy from maybe 1st January 2020 up to 31st December 2020, the client can use up to maximum 150,000. But let's say client already burst the limit, so the client of course need to pay for the whatever above 150,000. But starting next year, 1st January 2021, the limit will become 150,000 again. Alright? So far okay?
Okay.
Last time is no limit. Okay, so you
So
can
please go down to the kidney and cancer dialysis. So this one, outpatient kidney dialysis.
Yeah.
Outpatients are
yeah.
outpatient kidney dialysis, outpatient cancer treatment.
Yeah.
So
We will put extra. Yeah, we will take extra as long as the daily limit still did not exceed. So you have the other benefit. We can see alternative medical. You can go to alternative medical practitioner charges as well. But of course, kena yang register ya. The medical practitioner ni kena yang register. Tak boleh lagi pergi jumpa, for example, like doktor or whatsoever. As long registered, then you can claim as well 200 ringgit. Okay. Any question on the medical card? Kalau tak ada, saya proceed to our investment linked product. Okay, so we do have 3 investment linked products. Okay, you can see first on the slide, unit trust Kakapuri, and then we have Mahabam product. The last one we have Hadiah. Right? I believe some of you might well be Kakapuri. Okay, so ini Kakapuri. Okay, so kita ada. Alright. So for ini Kakapuri, actually is our previous product, right? The product is no longer effective 28 September. Alright. So effective 28 September, please remove all the elite Kakapuri product, which is the MI. So if you have the brochure or whatsoever, please throw away because elite Kakapuri is no longer on our shelf. Sekejap ya, ada question. May I know what's the maximum entry age for medical plan? Alright, like I mentioned just now, we do not have any standalone medical card, all medical card must be attached with our basic product. Okay, so if the client choose, for example, Prisma, and then the term client choose up to 88, so you can choose the medical card up to 88 years old. That means they can follow the basic product or lesser than basic product. So far, okay. So the maximum the coverage is still age 88. That will be the maximum of the basic. So you need to make sure when you want to add up the riders for medical card, you choose up to 88 years old as well. Alright. Okay, so for Elite Takafuli is our previous product. So I did mention right now we don't have any Elite Takafuli. How about the maximum entry age? Maximum entry age, you follow the basic product. For example, like Prisma, right? The maximum entry age is up to 60 years old. So the maximum entry age will follow 60 years old. So far, okay? Alright. So, okay. So, I lost it up. Alright. For the Elite Takafuli, we already replaced with Elite Plus Takafuli. So, effective 29 September, okay, so we already replaced, that means we already enhanced our Elite Takafuli to Elite Plus Takafuli. Alright. So nanti I tunjuk with you guys what will be the difference between Elite Takafuli and also Elite Plus Takafuli. So what will be the USP for our Elite Plus Takafuli? You can see we have the compassionate benefit 3000, extended coverage for various optional riders. So if there are banyak riders, if I'm not mistaken, 10 riders under Elite Plus Takafuli. And then we have loyalty bonus every 2 years. Of course, the loyalty bonus we will credit into the client account value. Yeah. No lapse provision for 6 years. And then full sum cover payout for juvenile for death benefit after second year birthday. And then we have the riders coverage for the unit deduction riders to continue this type full payout for TPD benefit. And more maturity option available. Okay, starting from age 68. Okay, so we have 4 options. Compared to Elite Takafuli, previous Elite Takafuli, we only have 2 options. It is 78 ataupun 88. But for Elite Plus Takafuli, so client already has 4 options from 68 to 100. So client can choose whether they want their maturity to be 68 ataupun 78 or 88 or 100 years old. And free switching is allowed anytime, so there will be no charges at all. Okay. Different between Elite and Takafuli. Okay. So these are some of the difference. You can see the existing Elite Takafuli yang no longer on our shelf now. Only 2 options for maturity, 78 atau 88. But for Elite Plus, we have 4 options from 68 to 100. For TPD benefit, certificate is terminated upon full payment of TPD benefits. But for Elite Plus, we will still continue the sum covered is payable, but the UDR coverage continue and the sum value is payable upon death. Alright. So for TPD age, previously is 65, now we increase to 69. And then we have the loyalty bonus 0.1%. We will pay from beginning 7 certificate year, and then after that every 2 years from 19 years onwards. 0.3 from 21st certificate year, 2 years, every 2 years. That means we have 2 tiers, 0.1 and also 0.3%. We do have the compassionate benefit, which is 3,000 for Elite Plus Takafuli. If anything happens to the client, death or TPD, the client will receive 3,000 will give the money to the next of kin. Alright, that one for the juvenile. Okay. So of course, unit trust portfolio is an investment linked product. So surrender charges applicable. So the client can do partial withdrawal as well. Okay, but the client needs to maintain 5,000 inside the account. Right? Once switching allowed, and then it is free of charge. What will be the minimum contribution for EV class? Minimum contribution is 100 ringgit. Okay, minimum contribution is 100 ringgit. The minimum entry age is still 2 weeks from baby. Okay. Okay, these are the riders under unit class cut-off ruling. Okay. Kali nampak tadi I did mention 10 riders inclusive of medical card as well. Okay. Let me just share with you guys for unit class cut-off ruling, the client has the option to take a deductible option or full coverage for medical card. So for the deductible option, the client can choose from minimum 10,000 up to 40,000. Because you know, some of the clients, their company already covered with the medical card, right? So that's why for unit class ruling, there will be an option for the client to choose either they want the full coverage ataupun they want to opt for the deductible option. So if they choose the deductible option, I can see most of the money will go into their investment portfolio. Right? Okay, any questions? Because I think the rest is almost the same like the previous delete Katapo delete. Is there any question on delete Katapo delete?
Sorry, what is the maximum entry age?
Okay, maximum entry age is 65. Jadi tengok yang okay. Minimum person cover. No, this is I think it's 65.
Let me just see. Because the 65 is short, isn't it?
Yeah, 65.
Okay, you know it's 14 days, right?
Correct. Okay, let me see other question. Explain Kimen Takafu criteria. Okay, what do you mean Takafu criteria? Okay, under Etiqa family Takafu, currently only one, two, three. Only three products are applicable to be paid under Kimen. Okay, the first will be Afia Care, if you remember Afia Care, right? And then second will be unit class Takafuti, okay? And then third one will be Mahahaba. So that means the employer can take for their key person inside the company only for these three products.
Excuse me, so this one for key men, so for key men, this product for key men, so the product makeup is they're using term or life.
This is under investment link.
Oh, this is under investment link.
Yeah. Okay.
And the cost of insurance is fixed.
You can choose either you want a regular contribution or you want a step-up contribution. But most of the clients, they will go under regular contribution. That means the contribution is fixed till maturity.
Contribution fixed meaning the cost of insurance is fixed.
Yeah. But of course, you know right now, for investment linked products starting last year, July, right? Okay. So we already introduced the enricher into the product, okay? So what would be the objective of the enricher? Actually to sustain the policy till maturity. So when you calculate the quotation, actually you will see the enricher will auto calculate depending on the client's age as well. Yeah.
what I mean is that my question is the cost of insurance because of the enricher, the cost of insurance, the bank insurance is fixed, is it?
Like I mentioned just now, the client has two options. Either they want a fee, that means they go under regular, okay? There will be a button for you to pay inside the quotation.
Yeah, I know the fixed, what you mean, the fixed premium, right? I want to know is the cost of insurance fixed or not?
It's not fixed.
Okay,
But
yeah, that's why.
yeah, especially for the medical side. Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far on the Elite Plus Takaku link? Tak ada Okay. Kalau tak ada, can we proceed to Mahama?
First of all,
Yeah.
I think we can also mention about the deductible option in the Medicare for the Elite Plus.
Tadi ada mention sama.
Yeah.
From 10,000 up to 40,000 deductible option. Okay, can we go to Mahaba? Okay, so you can see from this slide, Mahaba is one of our investment linked product, and we have three investment linked products. So Mahaba will be the second product under investment link. So what will be the USP for Mahaba? So if I switch for peace of mind, so let me just explain for Mahaba. Minimum sum covered will be 500,000. Minimum sum covered is 500,000. So how you can positioning this product actually for those clients who want to do legacy planning. On top of that, for key man insurance as well. Okay, because the minimum sum covered is 500,000. On top of that, for Mahaba, we have the non-medical limit up to 2 million. Yeah, non-medical limit up to 2 million. That means if the client, okay, but of course depending on the client age, okay, later I will show you the slides as well. So if the client wants to pay 2 million sum covered, okay, the client do not have to go for any medical checkup. Okay, normally, if more than 1 million, the client just need to provide their income statement. Alright. On top of that, we have the PPD long-term care benefit. So if you remember our traditional product, Afia Care, we do offer the same benefit, PPD long-term care benefit, which is if the client, okay, turn into PPD, on top of the sum covered, we will pay additional 25% to the client. But the 25% we will pay on yearly basis, 5% each year. So in total, if the client turn into PPD and the client purchase our Mahaba product, the client will get sum covered plus additional 25%. Okay. We do have the compassionate benefit, alright, flexibility to suit your financial situation as well, and additional 200% of sum covered upon accidental death coverage. That means if the client death died due to accident, if the sum covered is 1 million, so the beneficiary will get 2 million. So it becomes double. Yeah. So Mahaba also is a short pay product as short as 5 years only. The paying term as short as 5 years. And of course, the client can continue up to 100 years old. Okay. So investment link just now, Elite Plus Takaku link, maximum expiry will be up to 100 years old. minimum contribution is 2,400 per annum, which is 200 ringgit per month, but it is still subject to client age and also the sum covered. So I did mention minimum paying term will be 5 years. So the client can choose to pay for 5 years, but get coverage up to 100 years or 90 years or 80 years. So far, okay. So this is my dimension tadi. If opt for something, can sole proprietor, partnership business apply under KIMAN? Okay. Is opt to pay 5 years? Is the coverage guaranteed full term or subject to cash value in investment account? Yes, the coverage is guaranteed because we already calculate upfront. If the client, for example, the client choose to pay for 5 years, but they want to they want the policy to be matured up to 100 years. Okay, so the coverage is guaranteed. Don't worry because we already calculate the contribution and also the adventure up to the maturity. Yeah. Okay. Is there any question on Mahaba? Like I mentioned, Mahaba is a short pay product. So what would be the minimum entry age? Minimum entry age will be 17 years and maximum is 70 years old. So Mahaba is the only product that we accept up to 70 years old. Okay. So if you can see from the slide, I did mention on the non-medical limit up to 2 million, right? So from 17 to 50 is 2 million, 51 to 60 is 1 million, 61 to 70 years old is 500,000.
Okay.
Nomination is aku bypass para act. Yes, correct. Later I will share with you on the hibah syarat, yeah. Okay, so that will be the surrender. That is the surrender benefit. So at the end of the maturity, yes, there will be a maturity benefit depending on the investment portfolio, yeah, because this is under investment linked product.
So this Mahaba meaning what, sir?
Mahaba meaning what? Okay. It's an Arab term, yeah, it's an Arab term. Let me just see. What is Mahaba? Mahaba is kasih sayang.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, Mahaba is kasih sayang. Okay. So can you top up as well? Oh, alright. But for Mahaba, the client cannot add up any medical card. Okay, there will be no medical card rider offered under Mahaba. Alright.
Think critical illness, sir.
Yes, CI. CI, yes, we do have. Boleh tak buka someone on the riders yang kita ada? Okay, so you can see we have the waiver for CI, and then we have PO waiver and also CI cover us. We only 3 riders offered under Mahaba. Yeah. Okay. Is there any question for Mahaba?
After that, we will have this slide.
Yeah, of course. Actually, this slide we already shared with your admin. Okay, next we go to Hadiah. Okay, Hadiah also is another short pay product that we offer under investment linked product. Okay, because right now client are looking for the short pay product. Dia nak bayar sekejap tapi nak coverage sampai lah 100 years old, something like that, right? So yes, we listen to the client. So that's why we have 2 products under short pay, which is Mahaba and also Hadiah. Okay, so you remember Mahaba minimum paying term is 5 years, but for Hadiah, we do have 6 different options to the client. Okay, boleh tak buka the option? So the minimum paying term for Hadiah will be 8 years. Okay, yang ada table tu sama. Saya ada table. Okay, this is the one. Alright, so this will be the option under hadiah. The first option will be 8 years payment term, 25 years maturity, and then 10 years paying term, 15 years paying term, 10 years paying term, the other 25 years maturity ataupun 30 years maturity. So the client can choose which option that client wants. Okay, so what will be the USP under hadiah? Okay, both mahabah hadiah is okay, but for hadiah, okay, yang tadi tu, bawah. Okay, nanti, yeah, this is the one, alright. So for hadiah, we do offer cash payment as well, okay, starting from third year onwards. So under Etiqa Family Takaful, we have 3 products that offer cash payment to the client. 2 products will be under traditional, which is Charisma and also Magro. And then under investment link, we have Hadiah. Okay. So of course, there will be a maturity benefit at the end of the tenure as well. And then we do have guaranteed acceptance for hadiah up to 200,000. Kalau you tengok dekat slide, for some profit up to 200,000 for life for product with no underwriters, attend, and no liang or claim history. Okay, this is the old slide, alright. Starting last year December, we already removed the clause yang no liang and claim history. So that means if the client want to take hadiah, guarantee acceptance, alright, they need to add up with the Takaful link savings flexi. So we didn't check any liam or claim history. That means there will be no questionnaire inside the proposal. There will be only 2 questionnaire, which is ROP and also ROC. So we will accept any condition of the client if the client choose guarantee acceptance with Takaful link savings flexi up to 200,000. So far, okay? Alright. So, the rest is almost similar like Mahaba, okay? So, macam I mentioned, Mahaba, they do offer non-medical limit. But for hadiah, kita ada guaranteed acceptance. Okay, let me see the question. People with existing medical history, say heart bypass, yes, you can propose hadiah. But up to 200,000 for guarantee acceptance, and then need to add up with the Takaful link savings flexi because we didn't check any liam record or claim history. Yeah, the only product that we have right now is hadiah. The minimum contribution will be 300 ringgit per month.
May I check with you, say this person has a history of depression, like 10 years ago, but can we apply this hadiah?
Can apply for all products, but of course subject to underwriter. But if the client don't want to go any hassle for underwriter, then opt for hadiah, guarantee acceptance, but you need to add up with the Takaful link savings flexi. So we didn't check any record. Okay. It's auto guaranteed, that means auto acceptance. Yeah.
So it's under this hadiah, under what?
Yeah, hadiah product.
Hadiah product.
Yes.
Auto acceptance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alright. So
For application now, do we have a facility of remote signature kind?
sorry, remote.
Like application of life insurance stuff, we have to use a form or we can just
That's okay. Okay, that's how I will share with you guys on the operation methods. Yeah.
alright, thanks.
Okay. Alright. Is there any question on hadiah? So what will be?
Hadiah can include in the medical insurance, right?
No. There will be a card. Yeah. So the only product that you cannot attach with the medical card will be Mahaba and also hadiah. The rest of the product and the tradition and untuk unit trust atau unit, you can add up with the medical card. Yeah.
So the hadiah can add in the critical illness.
There will be a rider. Okay, maybe you can show the slide on the rider. Sama.
Yeah, like
Apa? This will be the rider. If you can see, Takafuling saving flexi. Takafu payer waiver of contribution. Takafu payer waiver of contribution for juvenile. Okay, and also waiver for CI.
oh, okay.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, any more questions on our product? Okay, potential.
The hadiah there is no underwriting process.
God, if the client go under normal hadiah. Okay, right now hadiah, yeah. Okay, there will be two options for the client to choose. The first one, whether they want to go under the normal underwriting process, okay, or the other one, they can go under guaranteed acceptance, but the client need to add up with the riders that are putting saving rider. But that one, maximum sum covered is only 200,000.
I see.
Right? So, it depends on the client, whether they want to go under the normal or they want to go under guaranteed acceptance, okay? So, guaranteed acceptance, we didn't check any RIA record or any claim history. And of course, if guaranteed acceptance, there will be a waiting period of 2 years. Essentially, to the client, within the 2 years, we will give back the contribution or whichever is higher, the account value whichever is higher. But after 2 years, if the client survives, okay, then we will start to pay the sum cover because it is guaranteed acceptance. That is any condition of the client. Alright?
Thank you.
Okay, let me just see the question. For hadiah product, is there any waiting? I already explained, yeah? Okay. Okay, so do you have any questions on our product? So I already tried all the traditional and also our investment linked product. Alright, so traditional we have 6 plus 1 due to the standalone CI. And then investment linked product we have 3 products in the shop, alright, which is Unit Trust Takafuling, Mahaba and also Hadiah. Mahaba and Hadiah, both product is a shop pay product. Of course, shop pay, shop pay product, that means there will be no medical card can be accessed inside the product. Question. But client must declare himself. Okay, like I mentioned just now, okay, for Hadiah, I give you option. Either client nak choose to go under the normal Hadiah ataupun client nak choose guaranteed acceptance. Bila guaranteed acceptance, alright, they need to add up with the Takafuling saving rider. Ada satu rider yang you kena take together. As long they take the Takafuling saving rider, okay, and then the sum covered is not exceed 200,000, dia tak perlu declare any health condition because I did mention there will be no underwriting punya question L. Okay, so we will accept the application, okay, immediately because tak ada underwriting. As long not more than 200 and then you click under guaranteed acceptance with Takafuling saving rider. Okay, any more questions? Yes, the site can fill after 1 year. Any more questions? Okay, kalau tak ada, just now you did ask about the submission process, right? Okay, bagi I touch, okay, Salman, I touch the floor dekat you, Salman. So, explain on the operation process and also on the EPP. Okay?
But for the submission process, you can submit to using the manual form, which I think you already sent it to your office, the manual proposal and all the documents. You need to submit to us and you submit to the branch. That's number one if you submit manually. But you can also submit using iPad. Like every company, you submit using iPad and then submit just using the iPad. regarding about Etiqa partner portal, you can use the portal. Hopefully, you open your portal quite regularly because from there you can check your performance, you can check your clients and their labs, you can check their details. You can also, if you submit using the manual proposal, you can download all the documents like the payment form, enrichment form, request for changes to the Etiqa partner portal. And oh yeah, another thing is for the new FAR, that new FAR that coded this year, just be aware that you need to get leader approval when you do submission, and you need to get the leader approval within 72 hours. Within, if you submit using a tab, but if you submit using manual proposal, there shouldn't be any problems. And lastly, there's new ETP, we call it ETP rhythm. I will share the links to the to Zini, the email. You can use that ETP rhythm to upload your document. So I mean, like if you want to upload request for changes, like change payment methods, if you want to upload for the underwriting requirement, you can do that to ETP rhythm. It's quite easy. Hopefully, all of you can try to use it. But the same question. EPP itu sama tak dengan NDM? But NDM is more related to the iPad. NDM is more related to the secure hub. While EPP is the portal that you need to log in using your Windows, the internet, using your normal internet. Cache system. Okay, cache system is for training, but I think all of you are already aware, all FAR is exempted from any training. So you can submit products without go through any trainings. Also, I think the question asked, can say patient by recover after treatment?
Okay. Kita sama tak dengan SDM. Okay, so you dah jawab tadi. Okay, let me just recap. Okay, once you coded with Etiqa Family Platform, alright, so you will receive 2 emails from Etiqa Family Platform. So the first one will be ETP and the second email will be MDM. Okay, dekat dalam email tu dia ada bagi password juga. Okay, so apa guna ETP tu? ETP actually is Etiqa Partner Portal. Etiqa Partner Portal is our portal. That means whatever information, whatever you want to know about Etiqa Partner Portal, in fact the product punya slide pun semua ada dekat dalam ETP tu. So you just log in, okay? Then you can view everything. You can check your performance or whatsoever. Okay. Another email, MDM. Okay, MDM, they will give you the password as well. The MDM is used for you to upload the iOS via your iPad. That means somebody you tap on that thing, okay, and then you boleh upload the license, everything. Lepas tu, you can submit your proposal via iPad instead of you are using the manual form. Okay, so far yang tu clear, ya? Okay, can a cancer patient buy if she had recovered after treatment? Okay, you are referring to which product? Kalau you are referring to the hadiah guarantee acceptance, okay, so for hadiah guarantee acceptance, anybody can buy, okay, regardless the client ada any illness or whatsoever, as long the sum cover is not more than 200,000. But let's say the client want to buy other products, it will be subject to underwriter, right? So cash system 4, that is someone already mentioned. Cash actually is under our Etiqa Academy. It's an online academy system. Okay. So for normal agent, they need to log in inside the cash system and they need to complete product training. Then only they will be able to submit their case. But for FAR, you have been exempted for any training. So if you want to submit any case MDM to whom I need to contact to. Alright. So if you have any issue with regards to MDM, this is the iPad. Regards to the iPad, alright, we have outsourced our IT team, okay, which is I think sama nanti tolong share, okay, kita punya hotline tu because the hotline is 24/7, okay. So you can liaise with them, they will assist you. How do I start to create proposal quotation? Okay. Nanti Saman dengan Yasmin akan share with your admin as well the manual calculation. We call it as a marketing illustration. So for all the 10 products, okay, kita akan bagi the manual illustration. It's an Excel template. So you just key in the date, offer, everything. So they will auto calculate. Ataupun you can use your iPad, alright? So buat macam biasa lah, you can key in all the data of the client via your iPad and then choose the product so they will calculate the quotation as well. So there will be two options. Either you are using the Excel punya template to calculate the quotation ataupun you can use your iPad as well to calculate the quotation. Sebab portal login sama dengan EPP. So nampak macam konflik EPP dengan MDM. Tak sama, jauh beza tu.
Okay.
Portal login you kena masuk Etiqa partner portal. Tapi MDM lain. MDM you kena download the license. Actually MDM tu guna dia untuk you submit your case via iPad online punya. Yeah. So Etiqa partner portal tu is totally different, tak sama dengan MDM. How to generate sales illustration. Okay, macam I mentioned tadi, we will share with you guys the manual calculator, alright? But if you face any difficulties, you can liaise with someone ataupun Yasmin juga to assist you guys, especially yang baru first time nak try to use the manual calculator, yeah? Okay, any more questions?
Just to mention again, dekat EPP, you can download all the things needed. So macam even the Excel quotation nanti I will share with the video admin and with Zini and she will share with all of you. But if you guys are tengok more documents, there's also EPP that you can find all the documents. One must do the password. Oh,
Username dan password. Okay, Saman atau Yasmin nanti tolong SC satu batu ya. Okay. I think Saman, Yasmin, maybe you can share your contact number dekat sini. At least semua orang boleh baca. Alright. For future, if you have any question with regards to operation methods, ya, macam you submit, nak submit proposal ke, ada apa-apa issue ke, you can liaise with both Saman ataupun Yasmin. Okay. Nanti share sekali PHN punya hotline. Okay. So kalau you nak tanya apa-apa regards to the product, of course you can liaise with me as well. Nanti someone share my contact number to them as well, ya, to the admin. I think Zini pun ada my contact number. Nanti Zini will maybe can draft dalam group ke whatsoever. So yeah, I think yeah, okay, thank you. So if you don't have any questions, I pass back the floor to Winnie. And of course, thank you so much for having us today. I wish all of you good luck, all the best, even though I know it's a very challenging year this year. But hopefully we can manage it, alright? So good luck, take care, stay safe. Kalau boleh jangan keluar, take care. Thank you so much. Pass back to you, Dini. Thank you so much.
Thank you
everyone. If there's no more question, yeah, I'll just let you know again this training comes to me and I'll have recorded accordingly. So yeah, stay safe, everyone. The training decks will be sent to you later this evening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I got a question. Mawada, do you have any product from Mawada?
Okay, currently Mawada, yes, we do have. Let's see, I tak list lagi. Okay, Mawada kita launch last year bulan 9. We just open for 2 months, alright. Currently we do not have any similar product lagi macam Mawada. Hopefully coming soon. Okay, sekarang ni product team tengah nak design the product. Yeah, but at the moment we do not have any Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.